people. Let's get into it then, shall we?
Hope you've got that winning attitude, driver.
Ha. Oh wow.
Shall we continue our journey, driver? Next activity, set it. And let's go. Clash of disciplines in sight. When a racing bike meets a racing car, it's a real battle for the asphalt. see you back at the Motorfest. Shall we continue our journey, driver? Clash of disciplines in sight. When a racing bike meets a racing car, it's a real battle for the asphalt.
delighted that there is that crossover between different sports, but same feeling, right?
Absolutely. The sound of the old V8s, V12s makes you so sentimental. I don't know, it makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up when I hear one of those.
You know, sometimes they would do like an air show where I think it was the old school bombers that would come, like Spitfires, would come down over the drag racing track when I was a kid. So I grew up around drag racing, and the planes would come over the track. I actually got emotional. I'm not quite sure why. When you see big planes like that when they're flying, and like the noise and the feeling in your chest, it makes you emotional. I'm not entirely sure why, and that's from somebody who's like a casual consumer of airplanes.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and I think that's why they still fly. It's thanks to people like us.
Speak to you soon, driver.
Who love them and who love the sound of them, and will go and pay for the ticket.
For the next one, we'll put two disciplines in a head-to-head race and see which one crosses the line first. Racing car or racing bike? Which one is the best? Will it be the beautiful Ferrari 488 in its circuit version, or the KTM RC16 that we all know has great skills? I'm leaning towards the bike. It's lighter and its top speed flirts with 224 miles per hour. It's the logical choice, but aren't we here to defy the laws of logic? Racing car addicts, it's up to you to prove otherwise. Ferrari meets Red Bull.
No individual courses today. It's a pure face-off on a circuit design for both vehicles. So I don't want to hear any sore losers complaining. May the best win. This evening, the KTM RC16 takes on the Ferrari 488 GT3. 600 horsepower for 2,777 pounds for the Italian machine, while the Australian Stallion boasts only 270 horsepower, but for 346 pounds, not insignificant. Turn well at speed, but it's the exit of the turn and the entry into the next one that will be decisive. Of the course isn't a track. It's been specially resurfaced to provide a little extra speed. Look at the volcano smoke. So cool. Regardless of who wins, this clash has a lot to live up to. The Ferrari, standard bearer of racing cars, has just put an end to the discussion.
racing on Sounds of Red Bull, the official channel of motorsport.
And to Motorfest, the podcast.
Always at your disposal.
People like us who love them and who love the sound of them and will go and pay for the ticket to the airshow to see them. That's what keeps them.
Hey boys and girls, I hope you can keep up because we're about to go hard with the elite of motorsports, the AGP. Cars that can easily go up to 220 miles per hour. And because we always want more in this playlist, we add boost gauges. It's going to be strategic. And as always, I did my homework and talked all things racing with a pro driver. You might know him, Yuki Tsunoda. Could you break down what you feel your driving style is for us watching you on the screen?
My dad used to teach me a lot about braking. Definitely, I like to adapt braking. Recently, last Grand Prix was a bit too much sometimes, and yeah, unfortunately, a couple of times went to the wall. You know, it feels great when you feel the G-force. You know, with the maximum longitudinal G-force when you have nailed the great braking.
And beside braking hard, be focused at the start. It's decisive for the rest of the race.
Drivers are focused. The start is imminent. Let's go! A full AGP race, using boosts in the right place at the right time, will be decisive.
Who love them and who love the sound of them and will go and pay for the ticket to the airshow to see them. That's what keeps them flying. And you know, they are 1940s, 1950s aircraft, and there's still quite a few of them maintained by very passionate people for everyone else to enjoy. And we've got to be really thankful for that and hope they will fly another 70 years.
Right, I'm going to jump into some rapid fire questions with you, Luke. And I want you to say the first thing that comes to your mind, okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
So flying by day versus flying by night.
Day.
Favorite weather conditions?
Cumulus cloud. Just
Takeoff or landing?
Takeoff.
Do you sometimes talk to your planes?
Oh yeah, always. After each flight in, of course, the small planes, I don't talk to the Airbus too much, but after each flight in the edge or the carbon cap, when I put it back in the hangar, I will go and stroke it and thank it for a nice flight. And yeah, it's a very personal relationship that I have with all three planes I have.
I love that. In terms of runways, which do you prefer and why? Concrete, asphalt, grass, or sand?
Last week was first time I landed on sand in Huntington Beach, and that was a lot of fun to land on the beach. But I would say concrete, it's pretty cool because, for the racer on the small wheels, it's the smoothest and yeah, it doesn't hurt the plane a lot.
Favorite music tracks or artists that you like?
Drivers are focused. The start is imminent. Let's go! A full AGP race. Using boosts in the right place at the right time will be decisive.
Remix.
Really?
Second lap. It's raining. It's going to be a completely different race from now on. The RB AGP Museum is on this circuit. 4 generations, RB 13, 14, 18 and 20. 7 years of evolution from Renault to Honda engines. Between them, these 4 account for more than 70 podiums. Ultimate lap. Drivers, if you've got any extra nitro, now's the time to use it.
but I would say concrete it's pretty cool because
You know where to find me, driver.
it's, for the racer on the small wheels, it's the smoothest and yeah, it doesn't hurt the brain a lot.
Favorite music tracks or artists that you like to listen to while you're training, competing, and chilling?
I think Korn for the hardcore stuff like
That was
training.
unexpected.
Yeah, some old heavy metal, but for chilling, sometimes I do like to listen to classical music.
Thank you so much for joining me today, Luke. Do you know, fear of flying, a little bit to rest there. It's amazing that you've got such a passion for old vehicles. You know, I think whatever sport you're in, you always look to what was, which is what creates what is. And I love that we can connect on that. So thank you so much for joining me.
A pleasure, and you need to take me up on the offer of fly together, so I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Okay, do you know what? We'll do that. I'll come and fly with you, and I'll take you out in my S15. She's a great girl, but we'll 4 wheels on the ground for me, and we'll be 4 wheels in the air for you.
That's a deal.
That's it for today's episode of Motorfest the podcast. I'm Becky Evans. You can find me on all podcast platforms. But you can also just check out YouTube. Just type in my name and you'll find me. So make sure that you get yourself on the game, the Crew Motorfest from Ubisoft, and we'll see you guys on the next episode super soon.
colours.
We started, and I was like
Let's complete this playlist.
half an hour into the up, like just going up the hill, guys, like just zigzagging my way up like a little goat path. Like I was like, when is the finish coming, or like when is the end of this hill? And he's like, oh man, you're not even halfway through. And I'm like, how is this possible? But that's hard enduro, I would say.
What's happening, guys and girls? My name is Becky Evans, and welcome to Motorfest, the podcast, brought to you by Red Bull and Ubisoft's iconic game, The Crew Motorfest. Now, this is the podcast where I get to chat to some of the world's finest motorsport athletes and dig into their passions for all things speed, wings, and wheels. And if you haven't already tried it, you can actually listen to the podcast whilst you're playing the game. Today, I'm going to be chatting with the professional motorcycle rider Manuel Lettenbichler. He's one of the very best in the world, and he's an absolute champion. Born and raised in southern Germany, where he's currently based, Manny has been competing for Red Bull Racing Factory since 2016, following in the footsteps of his father, Andreas Lettenbichler, who was a highly successful KTM racing athlete who was top 3 in the world. Manny got his first trial bike aged 5, and at age 16, he was the youngest rider to ever complete the Red Bull Scramble Hare race, which is a one-day race which is actually the most difficult in the world. He was Super Enduro Junior Champion in 2016, and since then, he has brought home the Hard Enduro Championship 4 times. If you don't know what hard enduro is, this is a sport where you actually tackle the most extreme terrain. We're talking rocks, we're talking mountains, we're talking off-road in its most extreme version. In 2023, Manny made history by completing the first perfect season in the FIM Hard Enduro World Championship. Now, this is a feat that's only been completed by Manny and Max Verstappen in motorsport history today. So is it luck, talent, or is it a bit of both? Let's find out. Manny, welcome to the show.
Thanks. Stoked to be here.
So whereabouts in the world are you right now?
Just in Salzburg right now in Austria. I'm actually spending a bit of time now in the Athlete Performance Center of Red Bull because I torn one ligament at the second last round of the World Championship, and trying to keep myself busy with something else than riding, let's say it like this way.
It's been a while since I've seen you. I think the last time was Goodwood in about 2018?
Yes, Goodwood, 2018, I think. It's been actually a while. I wanted always to come back again because it's such a cool motorsport festival and there's so much stuff going on. And it's been a while when we met for sure. But stoked to see you again and talk hopefully about some cool stuff. I think like a plane probably, but like a cool plane, you know, maybe like a fighter plane or like a stunt plane could be pretty sick. I was like doing one flight one time with Red Bull, like in a stunt plane, and it was so cool. Like it was probably one of the best experiences I ever had, because we just went like doing loopings, like all of these rows, like really jumped straight into it, and I even could fly the plane. So wow, yeah, it was quite a cool experience, and I think we're so used to the dirt and the ground that I think to be a plane, like being flying around wherever you want, I think is like a pretty cool idea to have in the head.
Is that something that you've always been into? You know, like to go from riding bikes, getting into hard enduro, that's quite an extreme sport. Like, what made you get into it in the first place?
Sure, over my dad. I got into the sport because at the end he used to be one of the best riders in hard enduro. But I more or less grew up with riding bikes, you know, like he always used to be this trials rider and hard enduro guy, and I got my first bike when I was 5, and from then on I was actually motivated at the beginning because we had like a big farm back home with like a couple of horses, like we're, as a kid, you know, you just want to be outside, hang out around with your friends, and then one day of like
yeah, I believe this is the 3rd match we've done now.
still has plenty of things to say.
All good to resume our progression on this plane.
Back to our podcast.
Like a big farm back home with like a couple of horses. Like we're, as a kid, you know, you just want to be outside, hanging out around with your friends. And then one day of like training on the motorbike, I did like a rock, which was like 30 centimeter high, like more or less nothing, Becky. But it made me so excited to like push myself in the sport and like trying to get better in it. And after this, I was really like hyped up and like hooked into like riding dirt bikes. And yeah, a couple of years later, we're here, probably one of the best in the world, and talk about motorsports. So like pretty freaking excited.
Oh, it's super cool. I mean, do you remember that first experience of completing maybe a trail or something like that, and you were like, do you know what, this is what I'm born to do?
Not at all. I think so many riders and like so many people already as a kid have this like, they ride and they're like, okay, one day I'm gonna be a professional dirt bike rider or whatever. But me, literally until I was 16, I thought I maybe was gonna do it completely.
See you soon, driver.
Fuck. Bro. What the fuck? What the fuck? Bruh. Fucking hell. Bruh. 11,000 hours. That's crazy. Fucking hell, bro. $11,000 hours. Yeah, we'll do 2 more of these and then 2 more matches and then we'll hop on over to Splitgate and see what that's all about.
It is the perfect car. Like we've studied it, people have studied it. It's the perfect length, wheelbase, the width is great, and the height of it in general is quite low. I think it looks super sporty and cool. So it's like, that's just for me is what I would love one day to like jump in, race, and experience what my dad experienced when I was watching him on the tracks around Europe, dreaming to be like him one day, winning European championships.
Welcome back to Motorfest, the podcast. This is the show where I get to talk to some of the most daring motorsport athletes for their passions for all things speed, wings and wheels. And if you haven't already tried it, you can actually listen in whilst you're playing the game, the Crew Motorfest from Ubisoft. My name is Becky Evans, and in this episode, I'm going to be chatting with an incredible pair of Swedish rallycross drivers, Timmy and Kevin Hansen. They're brothers, they're best friends, and in their cars, it's not hard to see that they are absolute experts maneuvering and jumping, no matter what the surface is, rain, hail or shine. Born into a family of rallycross champions, this sport runs deep in their blood. It's like putting on a glove, Timmy tells me, when I ask him what it feels like to drive his Peugeot 208. Well, that's at least how easy they make it look. In this episode, I'll talk about their first memories as tiny spectators, soaking it all in and watching their families racing for trophies. We'll talk about ice driving with their school friends, we'll talk about old cars, new cars, and what their vehicles reveal about their personalities. And of course, we will cover some of the most heart-stopping battles of their careers to date. Let's start the show. Guys, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So let's just jump straight into it. You guys know each other better than anybody. So Timmy, what should the fans know about Kevin that they don't already?
Kevin's very outgoing. He's a very energetic person. You have to put the show on in every single way. He's very aggressive on track. He's currently second in the World Championship, so unfortunately for me, beating me at the moment. But we got one more round to do. But we're best friends off track. We're best friends on the track. I think that's what we're mostly known for on track. That we are able to work together in a way that's like you'd expect somehow teammates to do, to have each other's backs. But we are brothers, and to be able to race with your brother and fully wanting him to do well when we're going into turn one or the other way.
let's keep talking.
Fully
All good to resume our progression on this playlist.
like wanting him to.
Alrighty. Let's check it out, man, shall we? Shit again. Seriously? On the stream here, but I'm just gonna check something on here first.
Hope you've got that winning attitude, driver.